This is a beginning of a brand new week. I think you'll remember that I told you last week that when your folks pick up your stuff, your work, your assignments, that it is actually for 2 weeks. Just take your time. Don't be overwhelmed when you see a lot of assignments. That's all it is I included the week after next. So we're going to start a new story because we're finished with Macbeth. I am very excited that you guys took as much interest as you did because that's a really hard book, although it didn't seem that hard the way that we were able to break it up. So I'm thankful for that. You'll be taking your test on Macbeth, but we're finished with it. So we're about to start another book called Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. So I wanted to give you an introduction to that, and actually I want to give you some quotes about stories. You know, I love stories. I love telling them. I love hearing them, but I especially love them if they're well told. We've laughed about the fact that I tell a story and I can tell the same story like 10 times, and each time I can embellish something in it, hopefully to make it a little more interesting. So I want to hear some quotes that I thought were really, they're pretty awesome actually. Here's one. After nourishment, shelter, and companionship, stories are the thing that we need most in this world. Here's another one. If you're going to have a story, have a big story or none at all. That's my motto. Here's another one. Fill your life with adventures, not things. Have stories to tell, not stuff to show. And lastly, the 2 most important days in your life are the day that you were born and the day you discover why you were born. Because then you have discovered your story. You have a story. Your life is a story. So the greatest storyteller of all time was Jesus Christ. He often used stories that he called parables. And all those are earthly stories with heavenly meanings. So thinking about that and thinking about different kinds of stories are weapons that will be used by the leaders of your culture and your society. And that's because stories draw people into them through different things like attraction and beauty. And that's not a bad thing. However, as future leaders, like you are going to be future leaders, I know it. There's no question in my mind that you guys are going to be leaders. So you have one thing to remember, and that is always that be sure your stories are attracting people to the truth and not to a lie. And so, as we read of all of our in all of our books, it doesn't matter if it's all the books that we've read up to now, or even this Sir Gawain and the Green Knight that we're about to start reading. This is what I want you to notice in this story that you're about to start reading. I want you to pay attention to the crafting of the story, how it was put together. Pay really close attention to that. And I want you to pay attention to the poetry. And about that time, some of you went, that's it, I'm out. I don't like poetry. You may. We may not have discovered what is really awesome about it. So I want us to pay really close attention. I'm pretty excited about this book. When your folks pick your things up on Monday, or they will have already picked it up, I'm sure, by the time you see this, but I'm going to send that book home with you. So I want you to begin to start reading it. I have made a reading schedule out on it, but the most important thing is for you to pay attention in your omnibus to what I've just told you came out of that very beginning essay. So you can start with, I think it's main characters that are first listed. But just follow your schedule as best you can. I don't want you to get overwhelmed with schoolwork. We've talked about that. So anyway, I love you. I hope you guys have an awesome week. We're going to talk a couple of times this week. So I'm excited about our new book, and I can't wait to read it ahead of you, and I'll maybe have some insights. Love you. See you. Bye.